Hey everybody, what's up? It is Steve from Cinesports Talk, along with my buddy Kyle to the left there,
What's going on?
Timmy T right down there.
Yo, yo.
We shoot the shit here every now and then. We've done this is the fifth shooting the shit episode that we've done. And this one we're kind of gonna dedicate. Things happen here and then again. As far as conversation goes, we can be here and we could be there, but the majority of this one is going to be talking about how our March Madness, which has turned into April Madness, competition for actors and actresses has now dwindled down to the Sweet 16, baby.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Kyle. After I'm done sharing, we'll go through the Sweet 16 matchups. But you guys want to start talking about maybe what happened in the round of 32 that got us to the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's one in particular that got you really, really happy, really excited.
I mean, I got my two that I'm really pushing for. Obviously, you got to campaign a little bit, but at the same time, there's a lot of good matchups for this round of 32. We talked about them last week, and a lot of them panned out the way we thought they were going to, and a lot of them were a lot closer than I thought they were going to be. We had a couple that we'll get to that were really surprising, but for the most part, a lot of those Cinderellas are now gone and out of the tournament. We only have one double-digit seeds or two double-digit seeds still in the tournament. So it's not like how you typically see in your March Madness, but I think the seedings are starting to pan out that I did mostly accurate.
Yeah, you did. There's only one seed outside of the top 10 that is still with us. But what would you say is the most surprising outcome from the round of 32? It's probably the two double digit seeds. But I would also say, I wouldn't say that it was a surprise. Based on some of this other research that I did, Robert Downey Jr. Knocking out Robert De Niro. Was a surprise to some, but we know now. It's a popularity contest, and I regularly visit this site called Ranker, and so Ranker is, they do a list. So let's say they do the top 200 actors and actresses, and they throw a bunch of names up there, and everybody goes vote. So like number one might be Tom Hanks. And he might have 55,000 votes to the positive, thumbs up. And he also might have 20,000 thumbs down, which is, Kyle can go on there and say that Tom Hanks doesn't deserve to be number one. He should be marked down a bit. So he would, do the thumbs down. So in this particular ranker column, it was the top actors. Mm-hmm. And Robert Downey Jr. was number 14 overall.
Okay.
And Robert De Niro was 113th.
I mean, the people didn't like The Irishman. I don't know what to tell you. It's too long. I told Marty as he was making the movie.
You told Marty.
Yeah, 3.5 hours is way too long, man. He didn't want to listen. Now he's got no Oscars.
Should we flash up Marty's phone number on the screen so everybody could let him know how they felt about it? No, but so Tim, who did you vote for on that one? De Niro?
De Niro. I have nothing against Downey, but I mean, you just take the pocket of work, and it should have spoke for itself. So that one upset me a little bit.
It's the Iron Man.
I love Downey, I really do, but I mean, I don't think there was really any comparison.
Yeah, same here. All right, so
it was Downey's birthday just yesterday, so maybe people are giving.
Is that what happened?
I think so. 55.
We gifted it. Listen, De Niro. We got to get De Niro on here and have him talk through this.
We'll find him.
Yeah, I mean they got nothing better to do right now anyway, right?
Get him on.
They're doing the same. They're doing the same things as us. They're Kevin Durant is playing 2K in a tournament. Televised on ESPN right now. That's our sports entertainment right now.
Durant hasn't done anything in 3 years. I mean, come on, this guy overrated.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot Kyle's not a big Durant fan.
No.
Yeah, I can't stand these celebrities bitching that they have to stay home in their giant mansions with their pools and their slides and their basketball courts in their house. It's like shut up. Give me a break.
Yes.
Let me show you my apartment real quick. Let me know who has it worse.
Exactly. All right, so let's get to the round of the Sweet 16 now, because now it's really boiling down to the nitty gritty, as they say, and some of the matchups here are going to be tougher. I mean, we're still going to see our blowouts because, listen, if in a popularity contest, guys who have done things or ladies who have done things that are relevant of the last 4 years, they could beat out guys who were relevant 20 years ago, but have a bigger resume. So let's get started on the ladies' side. Ladies first this time.
Okay.
So in our first, actually, you want to tell everybody how the polls are gonna pop up? This week.
This week, I'm still undecided on the end of the week, but this week for sure, Sweet 16 is gonna begin Monday. And we're going to do 4 matchups on Monday and then 4 matchups on Tuesday. And that will complete the Sweet 16. And then on Wednesday, we'll get right into it with the Elite 8. We'll do 2 matchups on Wednesday, 2 matchups on Thursday, and then we'll have the Final 4 ready. And I haven't decided if I want to push the Final 4 to the week after or maybe do it over the weekend yet. I don't know what you guys think about that. If you guys want to do a show to recap it, but it won't be too many matchups to talk about at that point. I don't know. There's a lot to think about. But I'm definitely doing Sweet 16 Elite 8 this week.
Yeah, we can recap during the week, and then you can post another poll to see if the fans, the CST Army, would like to do it over the weekend or head into next week. I mean, at this point, we got to stretch things out because we got to give everybody something to do. So if it's like voting next week or over the weekend, stretch it out. All right, so number 1, the first matchup is going to be the number 1 seed. The last number 1 seed on the women's side, right? Yes. It's Meryl Streep against Natalie Portman, who knocked out Brie Larson last week. Timmy's happy. Judi Dench got knocked out by Meryl Streep. I think we all saw that coming. So Meryl Streep and Natalie Portman, Kyle. What's the over? We start doing over unders, maybe accepting some bets in here.
And what's going to be the biggest gap of victory?
Yeah.
So to me, this is where the Meryl Streep hate I think comes into play. I think there's a group of people out there who really don't like Meryl Streep, but have been okay with her beating Tilda Swinton and Judi Dench to this point. But now she's going up against Natalie Portman, who I was surprised to see take out Brie Larson, honestly, because Brie Larson is definitely the more relevant person right now. And Natalie Portman, I mean, what was the last big thing she really did? I mean, she walked down stage at Comic-Con to now she's going to be in the next Thor movie, but
excitement building.
Yeah, she did that Jackie Kennedy movie. She did Vox Lux like 2 years ago. So she really hasn't been that relevant these past couple of years. So I was surprised to see her beat Brie Larson, but now that she's going against Meryl Streep, it seems like she has a lot of momentum behind her. I could see an upset happening.
Yeah, and it's a 1 versus 4 seed, and I think I've said on an episode of this in the past that Meryl Streep is, some people are tired of seeing Meryl Streep. It's constant. Nothing against her. Obviously she's a wonderful actress and whatnot. I just think people are tired of seeing Meryl Streep at the awards and whatnot.
She's Tom Brady.
Yeah,
she's Tom Brady.
Really is.
Very good.
You want somebody new, but you got to admit she's still the best out there, and it sucks. But I like what you say, but don't forget, Natalie Portman's not only in Thor, she's going to be Thor.
Yes.
And that is a huge, huge, huge thing. So I can definitely see the upset also here. But, I mean, Meryl's Meryl. But like you said, people are probably going to vote for Natalie.
Are we doing, Kyle, you want to do votes here?
Yeah, we could tell our votes. It's gonna this one's gonna be tough. I really think.
Sorry, I was expecting a sarcastic comment back by what we vote here. It doesn't really always pan out.
No, it doesn't. We had our issues last week. We'll get to that. That was the most exciting one last week.
Yes.
When I'm voting, I'm gonna vote for Meryl Streep. I still think she's the best actress working today by a long shot. But Natalie Portman's great. I definitely expect the upset here.
I agree, 100% the same way. I'm voting for Meryl also, but wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, I'm excited to see a change in the guard here, and I'm gonna vote Natalie.
And I really think that this one might be determining who goes to the Final Four in that side of the bracket, because I'm sure we're gonna move to the next matchup right here. I don't see a clear favorite in this side of the bracket.
You mean overall, or just that matchup?
Just these four that were
those four. Okay.
Not the four matchups, but the four women that are going against each other on this upper right side of the bracket. I don't see a clear favorite.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. All right. So the next matchup is a 6 seed versus a 7 seed, and it is a Viola Davis who took out Jessica Chastain last matchup. Which was it was pretty close, right?
Yeah, it was very close.
Yeah. And then Kyle's favorite matchup of them all, Sandra Bullock takes out Reese Witherspoon and dashes the hopes of Reese, and her Cinderella tale comes to an end in the round of 32.
So these were fun. Reese Witherspoon definitely had a big fan base behind her from our voting body, because she was very good. She took out Amy Adams, and then she was very close against Sandra Bullock. But I guess Sandra Bullock is still America's sweetheart, because she held on, and not surprisingly, she's in the Sweet 16, taking out Saoirse Ronan in the first round, and then Reese Witherspoon. So, I mean, good for Sandra. But I'm glad we got our diversity going too, with Viola Davis taking out Jessica Chastain. I didn't see that one coming.
I did. I've seen reaction to certain things in the group, and I just saw Viola Davis coming out ahead. And did she win by what, 2 or 3 votes?
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 votes.
Somewhere around there.
It was pretty close. Yeah.
All right, so let's get to who we're gonna vote for here. We got Viola Davis and Sandra Bullock. For me, it's the same type of situation as the first matchup. I'm not a big Sandra Bullock fan. I've never been a big Sandra Bullock fan. I'm going Viola Davis here.
I don't know about this one yet.
It's gonna be a tough matchup.
This one is tough, because I think one is clearly the better actress, but the other one's more beloved. I think I'm going to go to better actress in this one. I'm going to go Viola Davis.
I might be a game time decision.
There we go. I think that's going to be the case for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I have no idea yet who I'm going to take on this one. I'll do my research.
All right. All right. Let's see what else we got here. All right. So that concludes that upper right hand portion of our matchup. So, Kyle, how would you, if we were ranking these, as a 1 through 4 in this quadrant?
Okay.
How would you go? So we got Meryl Streep, Natalie Portman, Viola Davis, and Sandra Bullock.
Well, obviously Meryl holds on to the number 1. And then if we're talking about relevancy and acting ability, I'd probably put Portman 2, Bullock 3, and Davis 4 as far as just popularity and relevancy comes. And so that would put Streep versus Davis and Portman versus Bullock. I don't know. That's how I'd rank it.
Yeah, I think I go, and this is based on popularity, based on resume, acting abilities. I go Streep 1, Viola Davis 2, Portman 3, Sandra Bullock 4.
I know
if I can make Sandra Bullock.
You were going Bullock 4. Right?
If I can go Bullock 7 on a 1 through 4, I would do it.
I don't know if people know enough about Viola Davis. That's the only problem. I think that's the same reason like Saoirse Ronan, very, very good, but I don't think people have seen her in enough things yet. More popular things. She's more, period pieces and period stuff. I think that's why.
Very serious.
But Viola Davis, I don't know. I think she's a great actress, but I said she hasn't done enough to. Like I said, for the people who, I don't want to call them fair weather fans. I want to call them, like you said, the people who are more about popularity.
The casual fans.
Than the acting. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause I mean, when you look at some of the things that get posted in our group, I love the CST Army, but when you look at some of the things that get posted in our group, it is clearly popularity over quality of work.
And we'll get to that. We'll get to that with some of these other ones.
Oh, for sure.
Especially on the men's side.
Yeah, people are still watching Endgame and crying at the end. That's how.
Yes, the big bump there. All right. Let's get to the next 4 on the women's side here.
Okay.
So we have Anne Hathaway, who took out Jennifer Lawrence last week, 8 seed versus 16 seed there, so expected. And then, so this was a close battle here.
This was a great matchup right here.
And this is the one I think that Kyle texted me very outraged that I changed my vote. So Emily Blunt, the 5 seed, took out Charlize Theron as a 4 seed in that one. So this week it's going to be Anne Hathaway against Emily Blunt. So you want to talk about that matchup a little bit, Kyle?
Yes, well, with the Blunt Theron one, it originally was a tie when I was about to call it, but at the last second there was a vote switch.
Look at that. Special guest.
Hey, who do you vote for? But last second there was a switch and Blunt pulled out the upset over Charlize. And that's what gave her the win. And so she moved on to play Anne Hathaway, who took out Lawrence. And Jennifer Lawrence, I almost kind of forgot she was in the tournament at some first thing. She was very quiet, even though she was the 16 who beat the 1. And Blanchett, I guess a lot of people didn't really know who Kate Blanchett was. And that's what pushed Lawrence through. Anne Hathaway is the one person out of this entire bracket I'm surprised has made it this far. I thought people didn't like her at all. I do like her. I think she's a great actress, but I thought people weren't big fans of her. So when it comes to this matchup with Emily Blunt, I see this as a blowout for Emily Blunt in her direction.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that. I think the Lawrence thing over Blanchett is, again, a product of some of the different types of moviegoers, if you will, in our group. So yeah, I saw Lawrence beating Blanchett. I did not. I also thought that she had a chance against Hathaway. I think that was a little bit of a semi surprise for me. But the Emily Blunt thing, that could have gone either way. And I think I'm with you. I think Blunt really blows Hathaway away this round. All right, and then you're gonna go for Blunt.
I'm going for Blunt. Yeah.
Okay.
Steve said Blunt last time. And then he has a vote for Charlize sitting there, and I'm
untrustworthy now. I'm not I can't be trusted.
I want to talk about Charlize though, because she's a great actress, and she had a lot of heat behind her going into this. She blew out Michelle Williams, and then for the longest time, she had the lead over Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt made the big push at the end. At the beginning, it was looking like Charlize was easily going to win this.
We might need a recount and check the security tapes and see how that transpired. Kyle sees a tie and he's like sending out the link for the votes. All your friends, please, just one person vote.
Let's go. I mean,
Charlize was in Fast and the Furious 8 and 9, so maybe that's like, that's a red flag. Red flag for some people.
It's like, nope,
can't do it. Jeez, but I'm taking Blunt. I don't know, and you guys are both taking Blunt.
Yeah.
All right.
For now. I'm kidding. All right, let's get to the next matchup here. It was Margot Robbie and Emma Stone, and I thought it would be a close matchup. And what was the final tally on that one?
Margot won by 6 votes.
Okay, so pretty close.
Yeah.
And I thought that, based on the matchup and popularity, and people love Emma Stone, but Margot Robbie has been much more relevant recently, that it was going to be a back and forth matchup, and it boiled down to 6 votes there. So Margot Robbie advances there, and then is it Helen Mirren in the against Scarlett Johansson? Scarlett Johansson took her out.
Yeah.
So she advances. So she is the only double-digit seed left in the women's side. So it's ScarJo versus
Margot.
Marrobe.
You just did Margot. ScarJo and Margot.
No, I don't like the Margot thing.
Ah.
Because it's not easy. You're not playing on anything.
What's her name?
Marrobe.
Black Widow versus Harley Quinn.
That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly how we got to market this thing. That's a Vince McMahon way to market it.
This is your heavyweight matchup on the women's side, I think.
It is.
I admitted last week, Scarlett Johansson, I grossly misseeded. She should be definitely way higher. If anything, she should be where Anne Hathaway is, and Anne Hathaway, or actually, she should be where Emily Blunt is. And I would move Anne Hathaway to the 10 seed if I had to redo it all. But this is how it came out, and now we're looking at a Margot Robbie versus Scarlett Johansson. This might be like your championship game for the women's side, I think. I think these are two of your big favorites to win it all, so I'm surprised that this is how it shook out. She took out Helen Mirren pretty handily, too. It's more about, do you like the Marvel side better, or do you like the DC side better? Do you like Black Widow, or do you like Harley Quinn? Do you like what Margot did in Wolf of Wall Street, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or what Scarlett did in Marriage Story and Jojo Rabbit? It's
Tanya, Jojo Rabbit on ScarJo's side, like you just said. But yeah, it's Marvel versus DC, but it's a lot of Marvel stuff and then some smaller things mixed in for ScarJo, and then Margot Robbie's full body of work, which is Harley Quinn, but it's also the Tanyas and everything else that you spoke about. So this is Margot's more well-rounded, if you will, because she hasn't relied so heavily on the superhero flick. So interested to see how you guys are going to vote on this.
Game time decision.
Game time.
This is going to be an 11:59 p.m. decision. Like if the poll ends at midnight, that's what 11:59. I'll be getting ready to push that button because I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with this one yet. This is a good one.
Kyle, what you got?
So, Margot's my favorite in this entire tournament. I think she's my number one. I think she's easily just the most versatile actress. We're not most versatile, but she's my favorite actress to watch right now. Everything she does, she's the best in, and she always leaves an impression. And with Scarlett Johansson, yeah, she's done good work in the Avengers movies, but like, what else was her standout thing besides that? She had Her, where she was the phone, and she just did this recently this past year. She had Marriage Story and Jojo Rabbit, which she was excellent in. But now this is where she really started to make her push for this dramatic stuff. Margot's been doing it for a little while now, ever since Wolf of Wall Street, and then she goes to the Will Smith movie Focus, I, Tonya, like you mentioned, which is incredible. And then you even in like Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey, she's easily the best part of those movies. Yeah. And then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Sharon Tate, and then Bombshell, she's great in as the made-up character. So to me, Margot's the easy choice for me, but I think this is going to be our closest matchup on the women's side.
I haven't seen Bombshell. What's made-up character? What do you mean by made-up character?
So in Bombshell, it's the story about how Fox News and Roger Ailes basically harassed all these women in there. And Charlize plays Megyn Kelly, and Nicole Kidman plays Gretchen Carlson. But Margot plays kind of a combination of a bunch of women who accused Roger Ailes of this. And instead of throwing in all those women, she's kind of them all together in one.
Like Mark Wahlberg in Patriots Day. That was a completely fake character just to make it to the movie. Okay.
Yeah, essentially. And then
Mark Wahlberg, did he make that tournament, Mark Wahlberg? No, right?
No, Mark did not make the tournament.
Thank God.
No.
I definitely would have voted anyone against. I would have voted either one of you against Mark Wahlberg easily.
But I think this is such a going to be a tough matchup. I mean, look at who these women who've taken out. Margot has taken out Emma Thompson and Emma Stone. She took out the Emmas back to back.
Man.
Scarlett takes out Frances McDormand and Helen Mirren. I mean, whoever wins this one, that's three big matchups or big time actresses they've taken out in a row just to get to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, 2 upsets from Scarlett Johansson. She took out 7. She's a 10 seed, and like you said, maybe this should have been shuffled around a bit, but you play in, and this is what you get. So
I'm going Margot Robbie.
Done.
There it is.
I'm going
All right,
Steve, who are you taking?
I'm going Margot.
Margot. All right.
Yeah, it is a rough one to choose, but when you look at everything, it's Margot time.
I Kanye was ridiculous. That was a ridiculous job. Her and Allison Janney were like mind blowing.
Yeah.
Movie.
So good, so good. All right, let's get caught up real quick on the chat here, the comments. Dan is chiming in a bit here and brings a smile to Kyle's face. Says De Niro is 10 times the actor Downey is any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Meryl has this one. She's the greatest actress ever. Natalie Portman could not hold Meryl's jockstrap. I don't know that Meryl is wearing a jockstrap. Dan says, so what? She's Thor. Big deal. James Profeto says, keep crushing. Your content has been good during Rona. We appreciate that, James. Dan will go with Anne Hathaway. People are crazy. Next to Meryl, Cate Blanchett is the best actress living today. Charlize never should have lost to Emily Blunt. So now we know how he voted there, Kyle.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What Dan needs to understand is he could be voting by who's the better actress, which is completely fine. This is what a lot of people are doing. But also a lot of people, this is just who they like better as a person. It's not just about who's the better actress. It's who they like better. I put the matchups out there. I rank them based on their relevancy and their acting ability. And then I put the matchups out there, and it's just however you want to vote. It's your criteria. So you could think one actress is better than the other based on their acting ability, but people might like what they've done for the community better or the movies they've done better. So it's not just about the acting ability.
Yeah, right, exactly. All right. Let's do a little reseeding on that quadrant there. So you got Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, Margot Robbie, and Scarlett Johansson. Kyle, if you had to redo it as it stands right now, just these four, how would you do it?
I'm sorry, I missed that part. You cut out for a sec.
Oh, sorry. Dexter Panther has joined us. He missed the first part. What are you discussing? We're talking about what the Sweet 16 is looking like in our March now turned April Madness. All right, so Kyle, I was asking how if you had to go back and reseed this quadrant, so it's Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, Margot Robbie, and ScarJo, how would you do it?
I would put Margot 1, Scarlett 2, Emily 3, Anne Hathaway 4.
I am with you.
I am with that 100% too.
Nailed it. Great job, Kyle. Yeah. All right. Let's move on over to the men's.
Can I throw out a hot take real quick? I think
of course.
The winner.
It's what you're famous for.
Yeah. The winner of Margot Robbie and Scarlett Johansson is going to the final.
All right. All right. Okay. Yeah. No, I could definitely. I mean, I can't argue with that. Definitely see that. All right. Let's move over to the men's side of things, where last week in the round of 32, Thomas Hanks took out Alfred Pacino in the first matchup. I think that was a runaway, right, Kyle?
Yeah, it wasn't very close. I mean,
yeah,
Pacino had his loud minority in there. Kind of goes with Pacino's personality, but Tom Hanks, there was no stopping him against Al Pacino.
Yeah. So Tom Hanks,
because he had coronavirus.
He's timing these things with this ranking. Announced the coronavirus, then he last week he came back, triumphant return to the United States, thanking everybody. That's great. It's a great story. Tom Hanks better not lose. And then the next matchup was Christian Bale. He took out Woody Harrelson, beloved Woody Harrelson, but he took him out pretty handily also, right?
So
it was closer, but it wasn't. Actually, Woody Harrelson had a lead at in the first hour and a half or so.
Yeah, he had the early lead, and it's like when the 14 seed gets that 10-2 run to start the game, and then the 4 seed's like, no, okay, let's put an end to this. And they take off and they pull them out by the end. That's how it was.
And so I want to say real quick before we get to the next matchups, and we talk to them that for those of you who listen to Bill Simmons, on the Ringer podcast network, they kind of did the same kind of thing, but they did TV characters. It's the actual character. So it's Jack Bauer and it's Michael Scott and it's, and it could be comedies and it could be dramas or whatnot. That didn't matter. And I will tell you all now, and I don't want this to sway your vote or anything, but Michael Scott emerged victoriously in that tournament.
Dude, The Office is on fire. Years
it is
off the air.
Yeah,
out of control.
It is. It's crazy. But so Steve Carell, who plays Michael Scott, he's still on the board. He is the lowest ranked guy or gal out there. He's the 14 seed. He took out Jeff Bridges last week, and I think we saw this coming.
We did, yeah.
Based on the popularity and everything, because I mean. You look at like half of the memes that are out there are about the coronavirus is something to do with The Office. It's either Michael Scott, it's Jim, talking about differences between now and then. But it's a ton of Office stuff. And again, for me, Office is fresh in my mind because I'm really just watching it now. So Steve Carell took out Jeff Bridges. And then of course the big thing here that we've been talking about is Robert Downey Jr. Handily beating Robert De Niro, which was a shame.
Look what I have hanging up in my house.
It's Dunder Mifflin. Right there.
Yeah,
that's Pam's drawing of Dunder Mifflin.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's everywhere. I have a Michael Scott Prison Mike Pez dispenser. It's everywhere.
I got a Prison Mike coffee mug.
Oh,
and I got a couple of bobbleheads over there.
Where's the pillowcase? I bought my wife for Christmas a glittery, glowing purple Prison Mike pillowcase. That's what I have in my house right now.
Oh, that is great.
It's on fire, man. It's amazing.
Yep. All right, so here we go. Battle of popularity here. Steve Carell and Robert De Niro. Iron Man against Michael Scott.
Are we skipping over Tom Hanks and Christian Bale?
Did I skip them? I'm sorry. My apologies. I was reading some of the comments.
His mind.
I mean, it's Tom Hanks. So sorry. But my bad. All right, let's go back to Tom Hanks and Christian Bale.
Oh boy. Okay, these two are some of the best actors working today, but I think Steve's bias is also what's going to show up in the polls. Christian Bale's great. Everything he does is magnificent. You kind of forget how great he is. No one forgets how great Tom Hanks is, and he's one of the most beloved people in history. The coronavirus stress didn't get real until Tom Hanks got the virus, and that should say something.
Nobody cared about basketball shutting down.
No,
until 20 minutes later, we heard about Tom Hanks, and we're like, Tom.
Like we can't lose Tom. That was exactly what it is. Not Tom.
Yes.
Take anyone but Tom.
Take the NBA, not Tom.
I think this is going to be easy for a lot of people. You're going to see Tom Hanks move on. You're going to see people like Bert move on, Christian Bale, because they love their DC Batman. But I think Tom Hanks easily moves on.
Yeah, I agree.
Hockey pads.
I agree.
Dan says, I could easily name 20 movies better than the best Downey Jr. movie / performance, which is Chaplin.
Well, I mean, I easily could too, because there are 20 movies better than Robert Downey Jr. I don't know what he's trying to say here.
Is it 20 movies overall? He's also never seen an episode of The Office. Hey, look at that. There it is. That is awesome.
They buy my wife.
Perfect. Dan says, I won't vote for either Downey or Carell. He's letting this one go over under protest.
Then don't complain when the guy loses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, It's Robert De Niro. His time's done. Did you see Dirty Grandpa? I mean, please. And then he followed it up with the Irish. Come on now.
Do not couple the Irishman with Dirty Grandpa.
Dirty Grandpa. I mean, gosh, yeah. This guy. You know, people are just tired of the old Italians. I think that's what it is.
No. Let me get some. Let me go. I'm gonna go into Tim. Invite the entire Sopranos group that we're into the Cine Sports Talk.
Put it on the poll. Are people tired of old Italians?
Put it on the poll. All right.
So this is our most talked about matchup then, I guess. Steve Carell and Robert Downey Jr. I mean, you got The Office versus Iron Man.
That's what it is. Look, Carell is taking out the 3 seed, the 6 seed, and he's going to take out the 7 seed this week.
You think he's going to beat Downey?
It's a cult. It's a cult following. It is without a doubt, and the best cult that you could ever imagine. That's the following right now. Guys, Iron Man's dead. Moving on. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Steve's gonna post a picture of Doolittle in the chat.
Yes. Remember that Doolittle. But after that, he's gonna lose to Hanks, and what better man to lose to than Tom Hanks? Dan says, I love Seinfeld, and The Irishman is a great film. 3 exclamation points.
I mean, is 3. It though?
3.
I still haven't finished it yet.
You really?
I never went back. I don't know why.
I watched it over Thanksgiving vacation, and I watched them at I did half and half. Did about 2:00 in the morning. I did an hour and a half, and then I did the rest the next day.
It's tough, man. It's a tough movie to get into. Just remember when people were first seeing it and saying how much of a masterpiece this thing was, and that it was going to win all the Oscars, and that it was easily a lock, and then it goes home with 0 Oscars. Scott Peterson. There's something in my throat there.
Dan says Sopranos is a great TV show, way better than The Office. I mean, it's way different.
That comparison go?
Yeah, it's apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Wait. Didn't Dan just say he's never seen an episode of The Office? It's in the chat right here.
Right, so he's never seen an episode. He's one of those guys that will tear something down without having seen it.
Look, 80s and 70s comedies are way better than the comedies of the last 2 decades. Dan, get out of here.
But you couldn't.
Get out of here. This is ridiculous. Look at all those laugh track, boring shows. I mean, give me.
Whoa. Easy with the laugh track. But I mean, it's an interesting conversation to have, because if you think back in the 70s, where some of the shows that are out there, you would never be able to air an episode of that now. Think of All in the Family. In the 70s, when they did the live episode last year or the year before that, and they tried the same.
Jimmy Kimmel on 2 of them now. There's been 2 All in the Family reunions.
Oh, it's 2. They did 1, and then they did the Jeffersons also.
Oh, that might be it.
Yeah. So, but
Good Times. They did Good Times also.
Good Times also.
2 Good Times and a Jeffersons they've done.
Oh, they did 2. Okay, yeah. I didn't see the second one, but I pointed out to my wife. I said I rewound it. And I said, listen to some of the groans in the crowd. This is the same type of joke that they would have done. Scaled back a little bit. When the show was on, and it was like there was some laughter, but there was also some groans. Like, oh, you're really making fun of that? Laugh, people. It's funny.
I mean, you see what Dan's saying. When was the last time you heard anyone talk about Sanford and Son? I mean, give me a break here. Look at the comedies of these past 3 decades. You got Friends, How I Met Your Mother, The Office, Parks and Rec, Modern Family, The Good Place, Blackish, like all these great comedies. Community.
Whoa!
What?
Are you missing one?
What am I missing?
Seinfeld.
Veep. Yes, absolutely.
Veep.
Beef was great.
I mean, when was the last time someone talked about Stanford and Son or the Jeffersons? Come on.
Look, still thinks The Honeymooners is the greatest comedy ever on TV. And I watch it.
I love the Honeymooners.
But
Hey,
yeah, I know what you're saying.
Kyle, have you seen an episode of the Honeymooners?
No.
That's a shame.
Yeah, check it out. I mean, Kyle, to your credit, like some of your top 10 lists, which I'll get that last one up today. But some of your top 10 lists have movies from the 50s and the 60s and whatnot. So I definitely try and find some Honeymooners. Tim, where can you find Honeymooners? I know the lost episodes
are they're still on TV up here on Saturdays and Sundays. On Channel 11. I don't know about down there. I got the Blu-ray. I got the box set of all the classic episodes. Man. So. Still one of my
it's so good.
One of the rare shows where you can watch and I still laugh. I know what's coming. I got them all memorized and I still laugh.
Right. Yep. Dan, did you just? He said all garbage. I'm not sure if he's talking about the entire list that you just ran down.
I mean, of the greatest comedies that these Hall of Fame comedies.
In the last couple decades. All right, let's get back to the Sweet 16 here. So the second,
did we vote for Steve Carell? You guys are going with Carell, aren't you?
Yep.
Carell and who again? I'm already
Downey
lost.
Jr.
No, I'm going Downey Jr. Even though I know Carell's going to win, I'm still going Downey Jr.
I'm going to go Downey also. Carell is doing some great dramatic work right now, too, in addition to his comedic work.
Yes.
But I think Downey's just one of the most iconic figures of this past generation, and I'm going to vote for him. And I would love to see Tom Hanks versus Robert Downey Jr. in the Elite Eight. I think that'd be a great matchup. Look at
that. Did you guys see the challenge? The shirt. I don't know what you want to call it. The handstand T-shirt challenge.
Yeah, I saw that. That was great.
That Tom. So you saw what's his name response to it? She's like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, no.
She's like looking at no.
Hey, I was
just give me a stink face.
Oh, Gyllenhaal. Yeah, Gyllenhaal did it.
Gyllenhaal did really good. They're really quick.
Yeah.
I still
hate it. And then here I'm watching with my son, and my son's like, "You try it." I was like, "You want me to die?" All right. So if we were to re-rank that quadrant, we got Tom Hanks, Christian Bale, Steve Carell, and Robert Downey Jr. That's a tough one to re-rank. Kyle, I'm gonna put the onus on you.
I mean, I think they're kind of ranked in the right order. Tom Hanks 1, Christian Bale 2, Downey 3, Steve Carell 4. That's how I'd go.
Yeah. I guess I can't. Given the way I said that I was gonna vote, I kind of have to go Hanks, Carell, Downey, Bale.
Wow.
But I can't be that guy. I can't be that guy that says I'm going to vote for Steve Carell and then rank the others ahead of him. No, that's a Dan Skip Allen move.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, let's move to the final quadrant in the Sweet 16 that's going to be coming up. The third and final of the 1 seeds in either bracket, and that's Leonardo DiCaprio, who took out Adam Driver and Harrison Ford on the way to this matchup. And then you got a 5 seed in Samuel L. Jackson, who has taken out Gary Oldman. And
No, he took out...
sorry. Yeah, you're right. Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
And the incredible, weird, crazy... jumping up and down, action movie loving Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise
out.
Sam Jackson has taken out the heavy hitters so far in this tournament. I mean, Bradley Cooper and Tom Cruise back to back.
Yeah, I was disappointed by that, to be honest. Nothing against Sam Jackson, of course. But Sam Jackson is that guy where, other than Django and Star Wars, he's always Sam Jackson. And then not many guys can pull that off. That's actually a compliment, because you look at like John Wayne, James Cagney, they're always John Wayne and James Cagney.
Yes.
Just a different movie, but they pull it off. And that's the same way I think Samuel L. Jackson is. said except for Django and Star Wars, which he sucked in Star Wars.
Well, Sam Jackson, he's pulling out all the stops. He's doing a reading of "Stay the F Home" in hopes to try to overtake Leo on this. I mean, I love Samuel Jackson, but I can't see him pulling this one out. It would be a major upset if this were to happen. I'm clearly going Leonardo DiCaprio. I have fully forgiven him for the beach. So I'm going Leo here. Clearly, I think there's gonna be I think it's gonna be a landslide. But this CST Army has surprised me.
Listen, I really love Sam Jackson, and I think DiCaprio is the better actor. I think DiCaprio is probably going to move on, but I'm going to vote for Samuel L. Jackson here. I think Sam Jackson might be more beloved than DiCaprio, honestly, because Sam Jackson, he's always reliable. He's the one guy everyone turns to when they need the F word dropped, and he clearly proved it with Stay the F Home. And Nick Fury's everywhere. You see Nick Fury everywhere. You see Pulp Fiction, his Jules in Pulp Fiction. That's an iconic character. He has so many iconic characters. So I love Sam Jackson. I'm going to give him the sympathy vote. He's at a great again. If he beats DiCaprio, though, and he goes Bradley Cooper, Tom Cruise, Leonardo DiCaprio, 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be one of the best runs we've ever seen.
Then you got to put the odds. You got to give him the odds-on favorite to at least make it to the finals, like you were saying. But he's not. He can't beat Tom Hanks. Just can't do it. Dan says Tom should have beat Sam Jackson, and just because he's in 1,000 movies doesn't mean he's any good at it. Wow.
Dan's just firing tanks out here.
Any good? Come on, man. Come on, Dan.
Gosh. Tom Cruise looks like Tom Cruise is miles better than Samuel Jackson. Come on. Come on. He's just doing all these action movies now.
Something about everybody.
Tom Cruise got the voodoo. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Tom Cruise, 5'6", biggest action star. All right. Let's get to the final matchup of the Sweet 16. And it is going to be Brad Pitt.
This is the big one right here.
This is massive. This is a big boy match. This is one of those main events that it's not for the title, but it's like Rock Hogan, not for the title, but main event worthy. So Brad Pitt took out Anthony Hopkins here, and then previously Mark Ruffalo, and he's a 3 seed. And Denzel just took out Matt Damon, and before that, Chris Hemsworth. So Brad Pitt versus Denzel Washington in the matchup of the men's side in the Sweet 16. So you talk about Margot Robbie and Scarlett Johansson on the women's side. Mm-hmm. Brad Pitt and Denzel, a 2 and a 3 seed, going at it for the Sweet 16.
This is a heavyweight matchup right here. I love this. I love that it came down to this. This was the one side of the bracket where it went almost chalk. We have 1, 2, 3, and then Sam Jackson barely beating Tom Cruise for 5. But Brad Pitt, Denzel, man. Who do you go with here? They're both amazing actors in their own right. Denzel, obviously iconic, and then Brad Pitt is one of the faces of when you think of fame. It's Brad Pitt. So I really don't know where to go here.
Yeah, and Brad Pitt's coming off this performance in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He
why
wins.
I'm going Denzel.
Wins that. I was gonna ask you because Tim's still not gotten to that second viewing.
No, I haven't got to the second. I finally watched Bad Times at the Old Royale, and I loved it.
Oh, great flick, great movie. Dan says he's gonna go with Denzel, so I'll go Brad Pitt. No, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, you look at the body of work. Denzel, one of my favorite movies, Training Day, and he's done such great work since then. You can talk about the quality of the movies itself, but Denzel is always Denzel. You know, Denzel's always going to be and kind of like in the same way as Margot Robbie, where Margot Robbie is the shining star in no matter what movie she's in. Denzel will pull out the performance. He's never mailed it in. So and of course Brad Pitt's Brad Pitt. Back in the day, I wasn't a big Brad Pitt fan. Maybe a little bit of jealousy, but I'm going Denzel on this one.
Okay. See, to me, the last Denzel movie I remember that came out was The Equalizer 2. And that's a bad movie. That's a movie where you get introduced to the character 3 times at the beginning of the film.
That's why I prefaced it by saying no matter the quality of the movie.
no matter the quality. And the last thing I saw Brad Pitt in was Once Upon a Time, even though Ad Astra was also out. I saw that one too. Fight Club's one of my favorite movies. I wrote an article for the site. One of my hot takes was I think Brad Pitt's the most underrated actor working, and it's because his level of fame has almost overshadowed just how great of an actor he actually is. If you kind of forget because you just see him in the public headlines all the time, at the magazine stands when you're going out the grocery store, all you see is his face, and you forget just how great of an actor he actually is. You look at Fight Club, you look at Seven, you look at even something like 12 Monkeys, which is not that good of a movie, but he's the one thing you remember from him. He's excellent. And then recently he's kind of redefined his career with roles like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or working with Fincher again with Benjamin Button, and with what's his name, Terrence Malick in The Tree of Life. Like, this guy's just constantly looking to better himself. And I'm leaning towards Brad Pitt here, but this is the closest matchup we've had.
Yes, yeah, for sure. So in a reseed here, yeah, for me it's as is. Leo 1, Denzel 2, Brad Pitt 3, Samuel Jackson 4. But sounds to me, Kyle, like you want to reshuffle this a little bit.
No, I'm good with it. I'm really happy how this one kind of turned out.
So you're still going to call Denzel a 2, but you're going to vote for... What do you say?
Look at it. Brad is past his prime. Look at this.
Dan, did you not like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? I thought you did. I mean, he just won an award for, you know...
It doesn't make any sense. It's like
I don't get it.
Jordan winning a championship and then saying, he's past his prime. I mean, jeez.
Listen, we don't mention Michael Jordan on this network. Thank you. He wants to know if you've seen Flight.
Yes, I've seen Flight. I saw it when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we're talking about Kyle.
Come on.
No,
of course it's all Flight.
Was that rated R? Were you able to actually go see that movie at the time?
Yes. I mean, Dan, did you see The Equalizer 2? Come on. All
right.
It keeps going year after year. What did he put out last year? He didn't put out anything last year.
And Dan's sinking himself here. No.
Oh, he didn't?
No, you haven't. Yeah, you should definitely see it. I mean, you got nothing else to do right now. Go. You know, start watching. Just start watching. Just throw some Denzel in there. But finish off with Training Day, so you get the taste of Equalizer 2 out of it.
Yeah, see, Training Day. He got the Oscar for that, but I thought he was much better in a lot of other movies.
Malcolm X. He should have won Malcolm X.
I thought Training Day was kind of like okay, we better give this guy an Oscar before people start rioting, kind of thing. Don't get me wrong, he was fantastic.
Could have been,
but to me, I was like, I'd pick him in a bunch of other movies to win an Oscar other than that one. But you know, that's just me, I guess. I don't know.
I think Kyle, you guys talked about it on the Streaming Wars show the other night about who was it that you were talking about? Oh, it was Leo. What he should have actually won the Oscar for.
We could have named so many other things besides Revenant, like Wolf of Wall Street and Django and
Django.
Yeah,
Django
for sure.
Definitely, he should have won for that one.
He got screwed on both of those.
For Django.
I know.
It's crazy.
Dan mentions Fences 2 years ago.
Yeah, Viola Davis is great in that.
What? That's another one where she cries and it's just like the floodgates open up from her nose. I love her. I'm voting for her, but control it.
Oh my god.
All right. So that's it. That's our Sweet 16. So these are going to get started tomorrow, as Kyle said earlier on. So we're going to do. You want to recap again how this is going to go for this week, Kyle?
Yeah. So I'll tell you right now, the matchups tomorrow on Monday. The matchups you're going to be getting are Tom Hanks versus Christian Bale, Steve Carell versus Robert Downey Jr., Meryl Streep versus Natalie Portman, and Viola Davis versus Sandra Bullock. Those are all tomorrow. Those are the matchups you're getting. On Tuesday, you're getting DiCaprio versus Samuel Jackson, Brad Pitt versus Denzel Washington, Anne Hathaway versus Emily Blunt, and Margot Robbie versus Scarlett Johansson. So Tuesday is really your heavyweight day. But make sure that this is the one thing that's bothering me when I look at our polls. All our polls have different vote totals.
Yeah.
So people, please vote for every single poll. You don't just say, "Oh, I know that person," or don't skip over one like Dan Skip Allen because he's protesting one. Okay.
Well, you know what I think? I think there's a potential. Facebook is always screwing stuff up. So I think like my wife was. I said make sure you vote in this last one. I don't remember what it was, but she's like I didn't see that one, and she was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And so that's why I started putting them in the announcements. So if you refresh the group, the matchups for the day are going to be the very first 4 things that you see, or however many number of matchups there are. That'll be the first thing that you see in there. So if you just go through the announcements, that's when you'll be able to see all the different matchups for that day. So that being said, do you want to do the first? So that's set on Monday. That's set on Tuesday. You want to take a break on Wednesday, have a show. We'll recap, and then go with the next set Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, we could do
Up
that.
to you.
We could take a day off in between.
I'm putting it on your spot.
And then get right back to it on Thursday and Friday.
I'll pull double duty on Wednesday. I'll put it in the books and this one, so we can recap.
Okay, what day do you guys want to hold the championship game? Like, I'm trying to think it would be the most prime time day when everyone's tuning in to hold the championship. We have to do our Final Fours on the same day and then our championship on another day. So
we couldn't do it live.
We have to figure out.
Sit here live and watch the clicker.
Oh, right. Yes.
Go off. That would be fantastic.
And the winner is.
We'll get
make our cases.
both of them on the podcast.
Yeah. Hey, listen. There's no issues with getting a couple of the CST Army members, some of the fans, to join and state their case before the championship. So we could think about that also.
We can do that before the Final Four. I think that'd be fun. So everyone kind of go in with their guys that they're rooting for.
Yeah, you guys know all. We're very fluid here. Things evolve as the hours and the minutes pass. Dan says I was right about something, but I'm not really sure what I was right about. He hasn't seen all the posts, so he missed some of the voting on the polls. All right, so I think that'll do it for this, our 5th episode of Shootin' Shit. This time we just covered all the Sweet 16. We moved from the round of 32 to the Sweet 16. And then the next time we talk will be Wednesday, and we'll talk through how Tom Hanks won and how Steve Carell won.
We'll be talking about that Margot Robbie Emily Blunt matchup.
Oh yeah, Margot Robbie Emily. That could be it too. For a little foreshadowing there. Kyle trying to whip up the votes on the Senate floor.
Make it happen.
We log into Kyle's account and we see all these messages to all the members of the CST Army. Vote this, vote that, vote that. I'll bring it as soon as coronavirus is over. You vote my way, I'll take you as a guest to the screenings that I go to.
Oh man!
All right. Anything else that you guys want to discuss as we head out here, Timmy?
No, so everyone said stay safe. That's all you can do, man. That's all we can do. Keep watching. Keep giving us, love and likes, and we'll keep giving you good stuff.
That's it. Kyle.
Yeah, a lot of people have been watching these, and I'm really appreciative of it. I'm glad you guys are taking time to hear us recap tournaments and talk about whatever it is, streaming stuff, wrestling, baseball, all this stuff. So I'm glad we can keep you guys entertained and
give us some ideas for new stuff too. Let us know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're always down to talk about anything. There's not much that we won't talk about. So hit us up. Keep watching. Stay safe. Stay indoors. Even if, and I don't even know what side of the political spectrum he is off the top of my head, but even if the governor of Georgia reopens all the beaches, don't go to the beaches. Don't do it. Just
He's a moron.
Stay home. This is how this thing is gonna. This is how this thing is gonna end. Get the curve. Flatten it. Flatten it out. Flatten it out like Meryl Streep's career.
Oh boy!
All right, that'll do it. Man. That'll do it for us this time. We appreciate you watching, and we'll talk to you guys on. Maybe we'll do another Shootin' the Shit tomorrow about some other shit that's going on. Later.
Yeah.
Later.